Bottleneck effect is when there is a major disaster or event that kills off a lot of the population so only a little bit of the population is able to survive. Imagine there is a bottle, and inside of that bottle you have marbles of different colors. You have some yellow marbles, red marbles, green marbles, and orange marbles. You have a lot of variation in your original population, but if you think about pouring them out of the bottle, maybe only two of these survive. The remaining population is made of the marbles that are poured out of the bottle. After that disaster, only a handful survived, and they might not have any traits that are more fit for the environment. But by random chance, they are the ones that survive. And so now there's a massive reduction not only in the population, but in the variation, and some alleles may have even disappeared. This is an extreme form of genetic drift. Population bottlenecks result in high inbreeding potential, low genetic diversity, and high extinction risk. The Smithsonian Conservation Biology Institute plays a leading role in the Smithsonian's global efforts to save wildlife species from extinction. Smithsonian scientists tackle some of today's most complex conservation challenges by applying and sharing what they learn about animal behavior and reproduction, ecology, genetics, migration, and conservation sustainability. The Department of Animal Programs team currently manages 12 mammal and 9 bird species. These species, many of which have been affected by population bottlenecks, can be viewed at the Smithsonian National Zoo. Captive populations offer a wealth of information unavailable from wild populations and can provide insight into the necessary actions to stimulate recovery of wild populations. The sloth bear population is experiencing a negative 2.1% growth rate, meaning there is a current decline. The living population all originally stems from 24 bears. Population viability analysis uses species-specific data to evaluate vulnerabilities of small populations. Analysis of the sloth bear population shows that major risks are a lack of space and habitat availability, a low rate of reproduction, and a need for new alleles. All three risks must be addressed for the sloth bear to reach a stable population size. Sloth bears are also called dancing bears because they are sometimes captured for use as sideshow dancing performance animals. Approximately 100 cubs were taken from the wild yearly for this purpose. Most bison alive today are genetically different from their wild ancestors. At the low point of the bison population, the bottleneck, in the late 19th and early 20th centuries, the ranchers who owned a lot of the remaining bison population bred their bison with cattle in an attempt to create better meat animals. When people went looking for bison later, they had to go to private ranchers who owned them, and in many cases, those private ranchers had been producing hybrids. The many millions of North American bison in the mid-19th century were reduced to near extinction by the middle 1880s. Plains bison, the subspecies found in the United States, were saved from extinction primarily by 5 private ranchers and the survival of a small herd in what is now Yellowstone National Park. This bottleneck resulted in the present-day plains bison population being descended from less than 100 founders. In addition, many conservation herds have cattle ancestry because of hybridization promoted by these ranchers in the late 1800s and early 1900s. Today, although there are around 500,000 plains bison in North America, only 20,000 are in conservation herds. The red panda is one of the flagship species in worldwide conservation and is of special interest in evolutionary studies due to its taxonomic uniqueness. Red panda populations experience rapid population declines, most likely due to human activity resulting in population divergence. The loss of nesting trees and bamboo causes a decline in red panda populations across much of their range because their forest home is cleared. Red pandas are also often killed when they get caught in traps meant for other animals such as wild pigs and deer. They are also poached for their distinctive pelts in China and Myanmar, and red panda fur caps or hats have been found for sale in the Himalayas. Mitochondrial D-loop sequencing in populations in southwestern China show a high level of genetic diversity in the red panda, suggesting a recent population expansion. The giant panda is the rarest member of the bear family and has experienced a historical population bottleneck that has resulted in its current endangered status. For millions of years, the primary driver in the fluctuation in panda population was climate change. However, recent decline in population has been caused by human activities. Through genome sequencing, it has been found that 3 genetic populations of giant panda exist. A reconstruction of the giant panda's population history shows that 2 bottlenecks occurred. The first bottleneck occurred due to the 2 largest Pleistocene glaciations, or ice ages, that took place in China about 0.3 million years ago. After the glaciations retreated, the population expanded and peaked again. Then, 21,500 years ago, the glacial maximum, or the last glacial period, took place and caused another bottleneck. There is currently a strong conservation effort to rescue the giant panda and other endangered species. The most highly supported approach is the translocation of wild-caught animals or the releasing of captive bred ones into the wild.